Okay, it looks like the stream is active. Perfect. All right. So, um, yeah, today I'll be playing chess against bots, mainly because, well, I don't feel confident enough in my. Actually, I have zero idea where I place. I haven't even made an account, but might as well play against bots to figure out where I am. I think I'm just going to start it with Jimmy, try to figure out exactly how I stand up to these type of things. But yeah, uh, I'll try to talk through my thought process, which is probably why I play against bots instead of actual people. So, challenge. So, I can either play as challenge, friendly, assisted, or custom. Might as well go with friendly. Okay, so I'm not entirely sure how to best open. Uh, I guess maybe just E2 to E4. No, wait, P P4? Okay. Huh. Has your idea what that knight's supposed to do, but B goes here. I'm not entirely sure what that is meant to be. Uh, I'm attacking it, but I don't want to exactly do that just yet. Might as well, if he wants to, he's either going to go here, and he can go here, and after that, that's not exactly the best place, but if he goes here, then, well, technically he forks the rook and the king, but it's not exactly entirely fork yet. But either way, you know what? I have zero idea what I'm doing, so might as well go uh, PED4. Okay, so what is that supposed to do? Uh, what was that supposed to do? It covers these two, but hmm, I can take the knight, then I lose the bishop. So should I? I can go around here, and if I move my bishop all the way up here, then he could get he gets chased off by these pawns. So hmm, if I can go, if I take this all the way over here, then huh, he moves this up. Actually, yeah, move bishop over here, and after that, he can. The knight can't really do anything. If he moves this up here, then I can move this up. It's still protected, but huh, I would might as well get my knights out somehow. Huh. Hmm. Not exactly too sure what to do right now. So many different options. Hmm. I kind of don't want to put my knight out here simply because if he goes here, then huh? Actually, if he goes here and then here, he takes a pawn, but he loses a knight. But maybe this can help protect. Plus, it doesn't block off the bishop. So he pushes this up. It gets protected by two pawns. What does it do? It opens up that bishop to go all the way over here, attack the queen. These two are kind of blocked. So he goes all the way down here. Huh. Uh, hmm. But if I go take this over here, then if I push the knight over here, then he can go ahead and pin the knight. But would he sacrifice huh. Ooh. I think this I just thought of a good play. So if I push the bishop all the way up here, then this guy it has to he has to figure out a way to block the check. And the king is blocked in, so he has to block it. And anyone who does block, if he blocks with his pawn, that's a blunder and pretty sure it's a free. It's actually, yeah, if he pushes his blonde, push the bishop back up here, and he has to go and put the bishop there and blunders rook. But if he decides to block with his bishop, then I can keep that bishop there and not have to worry about it. Okay. And with that bishop pinned, I can I can simply if that I can simply push. I don't have need to worry about the bishop pinning the knight to the queen, so I can move both of them clearly. So okay, so he blocks the bishop. If he takes this, then I push the knight up here, and it's still not a good position for either of them. If he takes the bishop, then it's a trade. So yeah, bishop is pinned, and I can move this knight up safely. Yeah. What? Huh. Hmm. How is that a blunder? What happened? B8. 6. Huh. So knight f3 is a blunder. Bishop a6. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've completely forgot that the knight became unprotected at that point. Huh. Okay. Yeah, it was that was a bit stupid. Uh, hmm. Should I push the bishop out? Huh. Pushing the bishop out here. will cause some. Hmm. Not entirely sure what to do now. If I push this up, then he chases it away, but push this up again. The problem with chasing knight away. Actually, if he pushes, this pawn up, then I can simply pushes this pawn up. I can simply jump up here, and that's no, that's not protected. That's next to the king. Hmm. Okay. I have zero idea what to do. Okay. Might as well push the bishop out. Okay, so bc4. bc4 was best, so, and that does what? Huh. So that allows, that keeps, that pins the pawn. That pretty much pins the pawns in the knight, and I don't know entirely sure what that does. Okay, so he moves his knight. If it moves over here, then the standard pin thing. Hmm. Okay. If I move the knight over here, then this moves up. Uh, okay. If I move this over here, no, no. Huh. Okay. He moves this pawn over here, then he can't move these. Actually, if he moves this pawn and attacks the bishop, then I can take it. Actually, the rook takes it, takes the bishop. The queen covers pretty much covers that, that. Huh. Well, what about pulling it back now? Okay, so d5 is best. Pushing it forward would probably be best. Yeah, push the knights up. So I have, if this knight takes this, then, huh, those two pawns are pretty much unprotected, actually. Well, this one, he goes here, takes the pawn, queen takes that, takes the knight, and the queen is pretty safe, yeah. This one looks to be unprotected. And it doesn't look like maybe I can push this up, push the queen up, and protect both of these. Uh, yeah, that. Now, if I push the knight up here, then he goes here. I can take that. Pushing the knight either up here. Pushing the knight up here will cause a knight trade. I go here. Oh, well, could cause a knight trade. I go here. He takes it. I take it back. But that pretty much weakens the. Actually, I go here. He takes it. And I can take it with the bishop. And essentially pin the knight to the rook. What is that? Huh. What can I do here? Bishop can take. Hmm. Actually, if I move the knight over here and whatever he does, he can't take the knight immediately because he'll have to try to chase it away with a pawn because nothing else is available for him to move it. But if I put the knight there and push the bishop up, then, huh, once the bishop is over there, then it attacks the king. It can't be blocked. The king can't take it because the knight is covering it. Uh, Nothing can take it at the moment. Really, the only thing that really worries me is the knight, actually. So if the knight take needs a knight over here, nope. Over here, no, no, no. Huh. Actually, hmm. Might as well see what it is. Oh, okay. Yeah, he can just block the potential checkmate. So e5 was best. So e5, pushing up the pawn. Huh. Okay, so I can't take that or this. What can I do here? What can I do? Can I do anything with the queen? No, not really. Should I castle? Should I castle? Hmm. If I don't move this knight, then it'll get chased off. But is chasing it off really that bad right now? What about the rest of this? Move that, so what openings does that create? Hmm. goes here, then can't really. He goes here, and then no. You can definitely stop him from doing something cheeky, but he goes here. Then I can take with this actually. Maybe I can castle. That might be a good idea. Are any of my pieces in danger at the moment? This one, he loses a knight completely. Uh, his bishop is completely blocked off. This one is protected by two knights. And this bishop is blocked off. His king, these rooks are blocked off as well. I might just castle right now, actually. That seems... Okay. King's castle. What is this queen? What is that queen doing? Queen moved over here. That opens up a queenside castle, which might be interesting. With that, not entirely sure what the point of that move was. So, if I go here, no, no, no. Actually, no, that's not good. Maybe make a play with the center pawns like the game desperately wants me to. So if I go up here, then uh, the pawn can take with the pawn. Okay. So if I move this up, then this can take. One, two. And then three, maybe. Doot, 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 doot. Then after that, huh? Maybe that could work. Could it? Maybe? Huh. You know what? Might as well do it. Okay, so he doesn't take it. Instead, he attacks the bishop. Huh. Okay. So he attacks the bishop. And what else does he do? I'm guessing instead of playing into the trade, he goes here. I can take the pawn. And it loses me the bishop. And... Huh. I take this and... Oh, okay. Take the bishop, lose the pawn. I put if I put the bishop here, then that'll threaten it, but ah, not entirely sure. Push push it up, maybe? If I push it all the way up, I can push it here, but actually, if I push it all the way up here, then I can prevent the castle, but is that really what I really want to do? And what's the benefit of keeping it here? Like, it keeps this wood safe, it keeps the rook safe, but none of those are attacking. Doesn't really do anything here. If I move here, then this can chase it off, but if I move it all the way up here, then it's pretty much safe from everything. It's safe from everything, and blocks off the castle, and I can possibly fork the rook and the knight if the knight doesn't move. Or if he decides to attack it with what limited options he has, he can move this over here, and I might it'll just be a bishop trade. If I what else can he do to chase it off? You move the knight over here, but move the knight here or here. If he moves it here, then doesn't really do anything. That also doesn't do anything. Hmm. Well, I might just try it, see what the chess spot says. Oh, it's a mistake. BB3 is best. Bishop B3. Okay. Huh. Okay. So he moves that rook over here. What does that do? That protects this pawn. Okay. So after that, I should push the queen up. Moves knight. I don't know. Probably shouldn't be looking at it at the moment, but he pushes this rook over here. Not entirely sure why. Yes, it protects a different. Actually, if I push it over here, that's still protected by the knight. That's still protected by the knight, so the knight takes it, and I don't really have any recompose. If I move it over here, then I pretty much lose the knight immediately. If I push it over here, then if he moves it over here, then I can either. He moves the knight over here to avoid the to avoid the pin, but then what options does he have? He can move here, this dangerous here, which is kind of safe, but not entirely the best move. He can move here, which um, actually, hmm, which is pretty much the same thing, just a bit worse. He can move here, which is or possibly one of the worst moves. Actually, no. If he moves here, then he attacks the bishop, but huh. Might as well go for it, actually. If I move it over here, then it's safe from the pawns, it's safe from rook. Actually, the rook might simply move as well. If he decides to move the rook, then he puts it over here, probably, to force this to move. Put it over here, then I put it over here, rook moves from here or here. Moves it here, bishop is forced to move. It can either go back or it can either be forced back, or if I take the knight, then bishop takes it. And that's basically, huh, not the best plan. Moves it over here, that protects the bishop, but hmm, what to do, what to do. Okay, takes this, nothing is there. If I move this up, what is it? What is this knight currently doing? It it can move here, but that's not entirely the best place, or it's not entirely an important spot. It can move here, which is pretty much a death sentence. Move here, killing the knight for nothing. Move here, which is not a very good spot. What is this knight doing, though? It attacks this, attacks this, attacks this. Actually, not entirely sure what to do. Yep, zero idea what to do. Uh, Might as well move it to see what's happening. Okay, so what does that do? It moves the queen, prevents the fork, which, yeah, moves the queen, prevents the fork, and this keeps me from getting a free rook. But what does he give up by stopping that? He moves up. keeps protecting the knight, but huh. He gives up the protection of the knight. Actually, no, the knight is still protected. What he doesn't protect now is this pawn. This pawn, this row. This knight is still pretty much protected. This pawn is pretty much still protected as well. Maybe the only thing it stopped was this diagonal. Ah, if I move this up, if I move it up all the way, then pretty much gives away a pawn for free. But if I push this pawn up one space, and it'll keep this pawn from simply being taken by the knight, and I can move my queen without fear. So maybe, maybe. What else can I do with the if I move this, knight takes. If I move this here, then king takes, probably. Nothing I can do there. Take this, pawn can easily do that job. Move it back here? No. Move this over here? No. Move this over here? Can't do it. Here? No. Here? No. Hmm. Maybe? I have zero idea. Let's see what this does. C3 is a blunder. What does that do? Okay. We take that, take that. It. Huh. Okay. So that. So EX. So EF6 was probably best. So E to F6. So taking the knight was probably best. Huh. Okay. So if I take it with the pawn, then what does that do? Huh. Okay. So he takes that. Take it with a pawn, then that can move up and threaten that. So I lose both a bishop and a knight for a rook. Hmm. So what else? Basically, this is still safe. He can ease the danger to the rook. Huh. Okay. Any of these, he pretty much gets instantly captured, but how is he protected? Nope. No. No. Should I take with the knight? Maybe? If I take with pawn, then is the knight currently in danger? Oh yeah, the knight is currently in danger from both of these. Huh. If I take with knight, then what does that do? That opens up this, so bishop can attack the queen or attack the rook. Attack the rook without consequence. That's a problem. If he moves this here, then he gets to go here. Actually, he can't really go here because of this. Huh. Actually, might as well try it out. So if I take this here, then he can still move that to chase it off, but oh dear. That was accidental. That was a misclick. Okay. So he moves this pawn over here, or over here, chases the knight off, but what does it do next? Okay, so it moves this all the way down here. What does that do? It attacks this, or threatens this, but what does it open up? It allows the rook to move. If I move this over here, then knight takes. Ah, what is the queen doing right now? So it blocks that option. It also protects that. It protects the knight. That the pawn does that as well. If I take that pawn, why does he put that pawn over there? Instead of putting over here, attacking the knight, could have attacked the knight, and the knight would have moved. It had to have moved. Why put it over here? He attacks this. He protects that space. Hmm. Oh, if I take with queen, then knight takes it. It's protected by knight, and that's it for the moment. Huh. What is the knight actually doing right now? I move it over here, then it puts it in range of the knight, but I don't think there's anything in range to take it back, so if I allow it to move one more space. Not entirely sure what to do right now. So knight is gone. Nope, no. Seriously, what was the point of that move? What was the point of that move? Huh. So this bishop moves over here. What does it do? Protects this, but nothing else. What to do? Uh, if I move my queen, I stand a chance at what pieces are in danger. No, no, no. Okay. What what's the deal with my king? Looks like he's pretty much completely protected at the moment, but what is the queen's worth right now? Oh, okay, so this is the standard stuff. So basically, yeah, he should have attacked the knight. Why didn't he do it? Huh. Let's see. If I move this queen over here, no. I can either move the pawn up, which probably isn't a good idea. I can move this knight over. Okay, but should I move the knight? Huh. The king hasn't castled at all, so I don't think he's trying to do it. If I move this bishop here, then it puts it in range of that bishop. And if it if he decides to do a trade, then if I move this bishop back, then if I move it here, then it dies. Move it here, and after that, he either moves to rook or yeah, probably moves to rook. And I'm forced to retreat. Problem is, what does if I retreat here, then actually if I push here, then he'll have to respond. Most likely by moving the rook. Yeah. Then, but can he do anything to prevent it? Because that's the same problem I got. Can he attack the king? Not really. He can't really do anything urgent. So push the bishop up. If I push the bishop up, then so I'm thinking about two things for the bishop. I can either push it up, make the rook move, and then pull it back down over here. Well, either pull it back and have the rook move there, but there's not really much point of doing that if I do that. But if I move it over here, then it pins this bishop, but he can't really do anything unless he decides to take it. If he takes it, then I get his bishop, and I fork his queen and his rook. I have zero idea what I'm doing, but hopefully I can get better. Let's see what this does. Oh, it's best. So EX F6. So E to F6, F6. So I could have taken the knight. After that, okay. So let's see. What does he plan to do? So he moves that over here. Now now the queen can take this, or he endangers his queen. That his queen is open up to the knight. So he can take that, take this, and then queen can go over and take that. Actually, that's a pretty bad trade. So that rook is pretty much safe. If I if I take the knight, then it attacks the bishop. As much as I want to grab the rook right now, but there's not really a good incentive of doing that. Because after I take the rook, then the knight can take this, and it'll be a pretty much unequal trade. So if I actually that sequence of events looks actually pretty good. I can probably take that. Then after that, the knight is safe, and the queen can't. If it moves here, it doesn't really do much. If it moves here, it's in danger. Danger. Uh, pretty much danger. Yep. After that, there's really no place for it to go. Actually, it can go here. And that's pretty dangerous as well. Actually, if it goes here, then danger. If it danger, the rook is in danger, but if it takes the rook, then the king can take it back. And he's down a queen. Anyway, yeah, probably might be best to take the knight. Might as well, yeah, take the knight. take the knight, and so in c6, the knight c6 was better, apparently. So after that, this knight is safe, but he moves the rook. So if I move the knight up here, then I lose the bishop, and yeah, I I push the knight up here. He takes the knight. I take the bishop, and he's in check. After that, he can either move his king or sacrifice a queen. I think he might simply move the king, actually. Okay, so if I move this back here, now I have a decision to make to move the bishop or the knight. If I move the bishop back here, it's not very good. Move the bishop here. I attack the bishop, the other bishop. Huh. If I actually, if I move the bishop here, attack the queen. Honestly, move the bishop here, attack the queen. He has to do something about it, so he either moves the queen, he can either lose the queen or... Huh. If I move this here, then he has pretty much no choice. If he decides to move the queen, that puts it in danger. That puts it in danger as well. Well, pretty much all of this is in danger. Can't take it, so after that, so we'll have to try to find a way to avoid that. Pushes the, so he has to either block it with something. He can't block it with this. This might be a viable blocking. Actually, yeah, that might be a good choice to block it with. Move the bishop out and basically pin these two. Huh. So if I move this, lose the bishop, move this here, and get either the rook or the queen, move the bishop, I lose the bishop and take it. And yeah, that's for a rook or a queen for material. If I move the knight, then the bishop takes, probably, most likely. And then I move the bishop, I take with bishop, and attack the king. After that, he has to either move the queen or... Huh. Okay, move the knight first. If I move the actually, if I move the bishop first, take. Well, he can either take or not. He probably, if he doesn't take, actually, what will he do? If he doesn't take, then I'll probably try to move one of these parts, these away. Yeah, if I move the knight here, then he pretty much has no choice but to take. If he moves this, if I move this here, then he either moves his rook or his queen. He'll probably move his queen. Can't move it there, not there, not there, not there. You can't move it on the diagonal. You can move it over here, but that's not a good idea. He definitely won't move his rook, so he might simply just take, but if he takes, then that endangers his king, and if I take the bishop, if he takes the knight, the king is in danger, and he has to move the king or block it. If he decides to move the king, he has to move it down here, and after that, I can probably... What are the dangerous spots that I can exploit? If he moves the king down here, actually, then I can probably... I cover this... This bishop will cover this part. This pawn will cover that. And I can move this bishop up, and the king won't have anywhere to go. And... the king won't have anywhere to go, and... So he'll have to block. Yeah, he'll have to block. And there's nothing available to block with except for this pawn. But if you move this pawn up, then I can push this up, and since this pawn protects the bishop, he can't take the bishop. Okay. Might as well. Okay, so he takes the bishop. Perfect. So I can either move her here and die, take the queen. Yeah. Wait, he took the bishop, but he left his queen. Why would he do that? Why would he save the rook over his queen? Why would he do that? Ah, I was preparing for such a genius play, but you know what? I won't look a gift queen in the mouth, actually. Yeah. Wait, what? Why would he move the bishop over there? What? Actually, what the... Okay. So we moved the bishop. Okay. We moved the bishop, and... Why would he... Why would he do that? Ah... Actually, that might have been the best play, but so he doesn't have a queen. Uh, hmm. What can this knight do? Actually, I can. He's pretty much in danger right now. He can. He doesn't have any support. He can go here and pretty much die instantly. He can die here, but that won't do anything except get a pawn. Trade a pawn for a knight. I can move him here, but again, pawn for a knight. Not exactly a good trade. Plus he has two defenders. I can move it here, and I can move it back, and nothing can't exactly move it anymore, or do anything useful with it. Or, or I can take the rook, and yeah, I lose the knight, but I also get that probably is a pretty good trade actually. Trading and after that, his bishop can only go here, here, or here. And either way, it's not here or here. Or you could go back. That's an option. I can take the... I might simply just take the rook, actually, and do a upward trade. Is there any way to protect the knight? Actually, there might be. If I move this bishop over here, then the knight is protected. And he can't take the knight with his king because he can't put his king in danger. But should I? If I protect the knight, then he'll probably do something with his king, or block off the bishop with the... What is the deal with this? Again, okay. He doesn't really use his rooks much, but it's still a good thing to deal with. Move this here. I pretty much lose a bunch of material by doing that. Yeah, basically, he wants to move that king over, but if he takes that, then if I let his king take the knight, then what do I get? What do I get? Nothing, actually. Might as well do a trade the rook. Okay, yeah. I think I... It seems like there's something much better I can do, though. So I can take the rook, move it over here, and do nothing. Move it over here, die. Move it over here, die. If I have this, move it over here, and I pretty much die. It takes one of my knights, and I don't get anything from it. I can move over here. He can take the knight with a pawn, or he can simply just take the knight with his king and do the same thing. Move it over here. It does pretty much nothing. What about this? I can move over here. Protects the knight, but doesn't really do much. Plus, this pawn is unprotected, but doesn't really have to worry about that. If I move it over here, it dies. If I move it over here, huh? Honestly, if I move it over here, protect the knight. Uh, Pawn blocked it off. I can take the pawn, then take the pawn. If I move it over here, this pawn might move down, take the pawn, take the pawn. And then I can move this knight over. And then I block it off and the king takes this knight anyway. Okay. So move it over here, and you pretty much has to but can I just take this rook right now and okay. Dude, well, what else would he do if I move it over here? If he moves this, then it doesn't do anything. This isn't a good move. Uh, this is illegal. This is weird, but definitely not. This is weird, but all it does is, huh? Might as well set up an upward trade, I guess. Yeah, really. Should I should I just go for the trade? Okay, might as well try it. Oh, he doesn't. He goes this. What does that do? Okay, so he pushes this up. Well, what does it free up? It doesn't free up anything for his pieces. Okay, so If I move this knight over here, take the bishop and lose the knight. Perfect. That's a technically an upward trade. What can I do with this? I can move this over here and not do anything and die. Move this over here. That puts it in range of a pawn, and it dies without doing anything. If I move it back over here, it dies. Move it over here, it dies. So pretty much that knight is just dead. This knight is a dead thing walking. Dead man walking. Ah, is there anything I can do to help reinforce this position? What can my queen do? Absolutely nothing. Move it over here. Can't move this. That means it, but what do I do then? What do I do then? Uh, there's this so little good things to do, actually. Huh. So, I can... This knight... If I move it over here, the pawn takes it, and then what can I do after that? This pawn takes it, the bishop takes it, and then the bishop takes that. And what does that do? And if I move it over here, king takes it. What does that allow me to do, though? If I move it down here, it takes it. Actually, if this knight must die, then if I move it over here, then only the pawn can take it. The pawn and the bishop. So I lose the knight, I take the pawn with the pawn, and then what do I do after that? Can't really do anything after that. Oh, if I move it over here, and then he takes it, and then I take it. After that, I don't really need to do anything. He doesn't need to do anything. He doesn't need to take it, unless he wants his bishop to die. So he might do something else, like move the other bishop. Or something. Yeah, I have to assume that he might not simply go for the full trade when it's not advantageous for him. If I leave it there, then if I leave the knight there, then take. But then what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? if I move this over here, then that pawn goes, but what does that achieve? Absolutely nothing, that is. What to do, what to do, what to do, what to do. Ah, okay. So if I move this here, this here, this here, this here. Is there anything I can do? Is there anything I can do? This is, there's no real answer to this right now. If I move this up here, then actually, if I move this up, then pretty much I can pretty much clear out this area and put the king in danger, but for what? Can't put the, I shouldn't put the king in danger unless I have a plan. If I move this knight here, then he'll probably move a pawn to take it. Then I use the pawn to take that pawn. And then what? Can't really do anything with that pawn. So I take another pawn, but then there's nothing to do with that pawn. What to do, what to do, what to do. Okay. Trying to think of a plan of action, but there's nothing really to do. So what can I? Let's review the moves again. Go over here, die to the king, and then is dying to the king much worse than anything else? If I die to the king, then I get to move the king, put him in check. Then he just moves back or down. Either way, I can't really capitalize on that. Huh. Okay. Can't move this. If I move this back, then it doesn't do anything. Move this back here. No. Worse. No. Uh, no. No. Okay. What about this? Move this here. It dies. Move this here. It dies. If I move this here, dies. If I move this here, then what does it do? It doesn't do anything. Except if I move this here, then they'll probably take the knight, but then I go here or here. This isn't good. This isn't good either. Again, just another problem. If I move this up here, then he can probably end beside me. Go up here, clears up the pawn, kills that pawn, but then if I there's so many choices. Actually, what is this queen doing? It's attacking this, okay. It's not defending anything. It's not defending the rook from anything. It's not defending this rook from anything. In fact, all it's doing is pretty much kind of getting in the way. So I've been thinking about if I move it down here, it doesn't really do much, but if I move it here or here, if I move it there, then if he decides to block with a pawn, then he pretty much loses a pawn. And I can just keep moving up and effectively, safely check the king. But if he blocks with one of these pawns, then he loses it. If he decides to block with the bishop, then if he decides to block with the bishop, then huh. Block with the bishop. Ah. If he blocks with the bishop, then my queen is in danger. But then I can either move it here, 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 or here. Either way, my knight is safe now. Actually, if I moved here and then moved the knight over here, then I put the queen there, and he's forced to do something, lose a pawn or stuff like that, something like that. If I, if I, if he decides to push the bishop there, then I can move the queen over here, and he can't exactly do anything about it, so he's stuck there. If he moves it here, it doesn't do anything. Moves it here, here. He can't attack the queen if I move it to this green space. If I move it to the green space, then I can have it protect the knight doing this. And then after that, the king is in check and he can't block it, so the king has to move. So he has to move here, here, or here. Moving it over here will allow another check. If moving it over here will force, and he can't exactly, actually, yeah. Okay, looks like it's best. Oh, yeah. He he pushes the pawn out, and I'm pretty sure he loses it. If I take the pawn with the queen, then he's check again, and now it's he's check again, and he has to move this bishop. Yeah, if I check him again, then yes, he has to move the bishop or the king. Either way. Let's see what he does. Uh, Actually, I should probably make sure. So, this piece, it's not protected by the pawns, it's not protected by these pawns, it's not protected by this bishop, not protected by these. Yeah. Okay, so now he has to block with the bishop. Okay. So now what do I do? 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 So my queen is in danger. Uh, if I take the bishop, then I lose my queen. If I move the queen, I can either move it here or here. Here, what can I move my queen to? If I move it here, then the bishop takes it. If I move it here, bishop takes it. Here, doesn't do much. Here, bishop takes it. Uh, if I take this, then actually, if I move this here, if I move the knight there, then my queen is protected since he has to take the knight because he can't block a knight. He can't block a knight, so he has to either move the king or or take it with the knight. Huh. Okay. So check check with one of these. If I check with the knight, then I can well, I can keep checking with either one of these knights. So I can check with this, and then lose the knight to a pawn. Lose the knight to a pawn, and then what? I need to save the queen somehow. I should save the queen. If I move this here, and then if I move this here, then move the queen up. Well, I can take this. No, not. Move the queen up. And then whatever he does, he can't take the queen. And I can move move the knight to check the. Yeah, probably. I should probably move the queen in a way that saves her life. So maybe up here? Maybe? Maybe if I move her, then this. Might as well see what this does. So n of 6 is best. So knight f6. Okay. So that was actually best. How does that work? Take. Move it up. Take. Take. Okay. Huh. Okay. That's interesting. So you move this up. So now his king has an avenue of escape. Uh, what can it do? It can't do anything. It's stuck there. It's stuck there entirely. So anyway, if I move the queen back here, then he has to move it. But is that the best play, or... Hmm. But if I move this here, then he pretty much has to take the knight or move the king. and he can't move towards the queen. He can move down or right, but would that completely mess with them? Because if he moves here, then I can do do do. If he moves here, I can move here, and then do the same like knight for bishop. But if he moves here, then I can, let's see, no, he can't move here because otherwise can't move here because otherwise he, huh. Might as well see what this does. Hopefully it doesn't blow up in my face. Ah, ND6 is a missed win. Knight D6. Knight G5 is best. If I if I had moved it over here, then huh. So move the knight over there. It would have moved. Okay. Uh hmm. Anyway, move this here. Or if I use the queen to take the bishop, then I can either use the queen or the pawn. Use the queen or the pawn. If I use the queen, then if I use the queen, then it, let's see, it covers that, it covers that, covers that. I can take this pawn, but I lose the queen there. Can't, if I take that, then I lose the queen. Take this, I lose the queen. And I can't go past there. But then if I take with this, then might as well take with pawn, actually. Can I? Should I take with pawn? But let's see. Okay. Well, that was best. Uh, hmm. So he wants this to pretty much force my king out of his safe space. But if I take this, then it pretty much opens me up. It If I take it, then what happens? This can't move. This kills the queen. This kills the queen. This doesn't kill the queen. If I move this here, then he has to either block with the bishop, which pretty much, uh, which isn't a good sacrifice since I can simply just take the bishop and put him in check again. So he'll probably move his king. So his king, he can't move here. He can't move here. It has to move here. And then after that, I can simply, if he moves it here, then I can put this knight right here, and it's safe against all threats. So the king has to either He can't move back here. He can't move back here. He can't. He can't. He can move here. He can move here. Now he's forced over here. If he moves here, then if he moves here, then if he moves here, that puts knight at risk, and I can either do this, do this, do this, move it back, and he has to either move here or move here. Either way. Okay, if I move this here, no. Not the best. No, no. If I keep checking his queen, if I keep checking his king, actually, if I move this here and then he moves this king over there, I go and take his rook, but that puts my queen in danger of his rook, actually. And if I have to do anything, then I have to take the rook. And since it's not protected, I don't. The king can simply take the queen. So that's a suboptimal move. Yeah, I almost blundered the queen because yeah, move this here. If he doesn't blunder a bishop, then he moves the king to the only available spot, and that puts it right in, and it puts my queen in danger. Move it here, takes that, and what does it do? Nothing. If I move this, if I take it, then I leave my king a bit exposed. But if I move this up, then the the pawn is stuck, and yeah, maybe it also opens up the this, but what can I do with this? Nope, nothing. Nothing useful. This, no. Take the pawn or ignore it. Take the pawn, ignore it. Take the pawn, ignore it. Take the pawn, ignore it. If I ignore it, then it blocks off a place where my king can move. And once in this formation, we can actually check the king. If that if that pawn suddenly moves, can't exactly move away, but if the rook gets a hold of it, then he can check my king, and the rook gets captured by one of these. Okay. If he decides to use a bishop against me, if I move this over here, this bishop is in a perfect position to simply go all the way through, but he can't attack. He can't attack the king. Uh, so maybe simply. So knight g5 was best. So knight g5 was best. How is that the best? So if he loses that, and start checking. Okay. So he moves that down. What does that do? It hangs this. What does it do? I'm guessing he's just making moves for the sake of making moves. So do that. Lose the. Okay. Let's see. This can't move. This same movement options as last time. Nope. 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 If I move this over here, what does it do? If I move this rook out, then move the rook out, then I can move the rook out, then I can pin this over here, and then what does it do? If I move this rook, if I move this rook out, do. No, no. I need this. Huh. So if I move this out, okay. Let's see. Should I move the rooks out? Build the rooks, maybe? Uh, do I really have a choice? What can he do? If he moves this up, then I take the pawn, and he doesn't do anything. Move this up, and he doesn't do anything still. Moves this up, nothing. If he moves his king, then, well, he can only move this king here, and that is a net win for me, since I can simply do this, and he is forced to go back to have here or here, and then he pretty much gets checkmates himself. He can move this over here. Then what does that? He can move the rook over here, over here. If he moves it over here, then pretty much gives me a free rook. Since I can, well, not really free rook, but I can trade a knight for his last rook and don't have to worry about those anymore. Or I can, or if he moves it over here, then I can simply move the knight, and then his rook is there. Can't do anything, but afterwards do a free check. Actually, do a checkmate. Huh. Actually, what's preventing me from a checkmate right now? Move this over here. Move this over here. What does he do next? Anyway, he moves it. Let's see. Move this down here. And then he has to do something, so probably, yeah, might as well go with that. Pushes that up. If I move here, then is it in danger? No. Can he move the... He can block it off. Yeah. Okay. Okay. That is rather... That took... How long did that take, actually? Wow, it took that long? Or... Huh. Like 2 hours for one? Holy. That is insane. Huh. Okay. Well, yeah. Uh, okay, so won by checkmate. 1-0. I had to I had to reset a misclick. But yeah. I made 0 mistakes. Let's see. Let's look at the analysis. Okay. Might as well see what's wrong with me. Is it loading or... Huh. Okay. It's loading for a while. Okay. So let's do this. Okay. Huh. Okay. Okay. Analysis. Huh. Let's see. Honestly, I have zero idea what this does. Okay. Huh. Can't really analyze it. Uh, anyway, might as well, end the stream for today. Okay. Yeah. I think that's it for right now. So, yeah, if anyone's watching, then thank you for watching and goodbye. Uh, okay. Yeah. I'm gonna end the stream now. Bye.